Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and this is another layout for Around the World in 30 Days. So you guys know all month long I'm scrapbooking honeymoon pictures because this hop that's all month long is about scrapbooking staycations and vacations, and so I thought this one fit the bill. You could see at first I thought about doing a similar design to a page I did earlier in this month where I had all four of these pictures in kind of a grid photo block. But I really didn't want to do a similar design as earlier in the month. And it was a very distinct design with such a large photo collage. And so I decided to break up the photos instead of having them all together. So you can see I'm gluing the two 4x6s together, and then I will glue the two 4x4s together, and I'll treat them as two separate photo collages instead of one big one. Just so it gives me a new way to design with them. I'm matting both of them in white so they kind of have that one border. And then I will pretty much do like scraps for the rest of the design, which is really fun. I only have one 12x12 left after this page. I have a decent amount of scraps, so I'm hoping I can at least get 2 more layouts done this month with this kit. But I end up pulling a lot of leftovers from the Aspen collection in for this page, which was really fun. I noticed as I was trying to compose this layout that the background, although the pink and the red is in this collection a lot, I think this is the only paper that has green in it because it's a floral. I don't think any of the other papers in this kit have green in it, and so as I was trying to layer, I really didn't want to pull in any other colors. I really wanted to pull all my colors from this 12x12, but there weren't any greens other than this little houseplant to the left here. But even that has yellow in it that I wasn't wanting to introduce. So you can kind of see where I'm going with my design. I love doing this when I have these two kind of separate sections in opposite corners of the pages. I like treating them kind of as a mirror image. So you'll see I took some Felicity Jane branding strips scraps. I have that black and white polka dot that was on the info card, and I went back to my stash and I had one of those left over from another kit, so I pulled in two. That way they could be identical. And I have a branding strip on the top and bottom of the page that's going to anchor both of these photo clusters. And then you just saw I went ahead and gutted where I know the photos are going to be, so I can save that floral for the companion page that I'm also hoping to get done this month with this kit. But yeah, you can kind of see where I'm going here. I really want to treat both photo clusters in the same way. So I went to my stash and pulled in some of the Aspen goodies because they actually have this identical green and some additional pink elements. So I pulled in this green little library card, a scrap of a pink pocket card, and some other scraps of a solid green that were in that collection, and I think that went really well with this page. I think it's kind of funny. I used almost more of the Aspen collection than the Reese collection for this page, other than the background. But I love when that happens. I love when I can pull in kind of leftovers from old kits and get them used up with newer kits, just because it gets it out of my stash, and then I feel like I'm not hoarding scraps for nothing. But I'm going to focus on this little lower right hand corner. You can see where I've layered up the green with the pink, and now I'm trying to do the same thing to the top. So I had another scrap of a green and a pink, so I just layered them in a similar way. I don't really need as much up there because the main cluster is going to be down here on the bottom. And then you can see I'm even going through my leftovers of the Amanda kit to go, I'm trying to dig out this little pink scallop border strip, and there's a couple pink chipboard embellishments I think I might use. But I think I end up not going with those. But I really wanted this pink scallop to add down here. So this floral chipboard piece, or that's a die cut piece that I'll pop up on some foam. But that floral I really wanted to have a place to sit. So I really like alternating the pink and the green, just so you have some contrast between the layers. But I love that. I thought about using this pink chipboard element on the top there to kind of mimic what I'm doing, but I end up tweaking it a little bit. I think this is the first page this month where I'm pulling in a black and white pattern with those branding strips, so I'm kind of taking the opportunity to get one of the black and white labels from the die cut pack used up. So you can see I'm layering that up behind this floral piece as well. And then I noticed by how I had it layered that a chunk of it was going to be covered, so I ended up cutting it so I could incorporate that into the top cluster that way that black and white label is in both spots, and that just kind of helps with balance and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and get my foam dots behind this die cut so it has a little bit of dimension. And then that corner is mostly done. I do add some more stuff, but I'm liking how that's looking, so I think I'll start working on the top cluster a little bit. This page comes together really fast, but I always feel like when I have a lot of photos, there's not a whole lot left to do as far as decorating, so it's kind of nice that this one was pretty quick. You can see I'm actually pulling in the chipboard hearts from the Aspen collection as well, instead of using the Reese ones, because it has that same green and pink in it. So I just added that leftover piece of the black and white label to the top with a couple of those chipboard hearts. I think that's a really sweet detail for just a little mini cluster up there. And then I decided I wanted to add more to this lower cluster. So I pull in this little mini white tag from Ronnie. Those are so sweet to tuck into my little layers. I love those. So I do add that little tag there, and I'm going to go ahead and thread it with black and white just to accentuate the different little pops of black and white. This page is very green and pink, but I don't want it to be overlooked that there are these pops of black and white, because I want it to all flow together with the branding strips and the labels and stuff. And then I'm just going in and adding a couple more hearts from the Aspen chipboard heart sticker sheet, just so that's in both areas too. So I think that looks really nice. I'm going to go ahead and go in with the title. I think most of the journaling, even though I have a spot for journaling on this page, I think will be on the next page, because the companion page for this only has one photo, so there will be room to journal on that page. But I did just want to title this Where We Were. That way I don't really have to include that on the next page if I'm doing journaling on the companion page. So I'm just using these freckled fawn green tile alphas to say that this is the historic Manor ruins. This is in the Barnsley Gardens Resort. It's beautiful. There is this really old cypress tree out front. I think it was like 170 years old or something like that, and it was just beautiful. So, and I loved these photos as well, because you can see the moon is out during the day above the ruins, and it just made it look so mysterious, like a little fairy tale book. It was really, really nice. And the gardens here were beautiful. There's this fountain that you can see in that one photo, and I could have just stayed there all day. It was so nice. But now that I have my title down, I still felt like it wasn't done yet, so I'm just going to go in with a couple more things just to beef it out some. So I tucked the top of a glassine bag behind that card just to add another textural layer, another pop of interest. And then I wanted to do something similar to the top, so I took a scrap of that glassine bag that I ended up cutting since I didn't need it. It was tucked behind this other piece, and trimming a little banner out of it to stick into that top cluster, just so that texture is up there too and adds another layer, another piece of interest, but it's not distracting, which is nice. But that's pretty much it. So all the journaling will be on the next page, but this is the close-ups for this one. Very kind of simple and easy, but got 4 photos used up, which was really nice, and still had some room to embellish. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.